Hi everyone, it's Jill with sleepopolis.com and I'm here today to talk to you about the Cloudten Amora Sateen Sheet Set. You can see some of it behind me. Cloudten is a pretty new player on the direct-to-consumer online sheet market. They just started up in mid-2017 or so. They are a company that cares a lot about their social impact. For every set of sheets that they sell, they actually will donate a handmade blanket to a child in need. And any sheets that are returned or that don't meet their very rigorous quality standards actually get donated to families that can't afford sheets, or they can be resold by the charities that they're donated to. So that's awesome. The sateen sheet set that you can see behind me here is in a lot of ways your standard sateen sheet set. It's not as likely to wrinkle, it's thicker, it's very lustrous and glossy. These are beautiful, beautiful sheets. If you are a hot sleeper like me, they're also very warm sheets. So we are going to take a closer look at a couple of things that you should know about the Cloudten Amora Sateen sheets in just a second. So I'm here sitting on the floor next to my bed so that you can get a closer look at the Cloudten Amora Sateen Sheet Set and also my cat's paws. So the first thing you might notice about these sheets is that they're not tucked in under my mattress. I have a very deep mattress. This is about 12 inches. And the flat sheet here, there's the mattress. So there's no way to be able to tuck this sheet in on the sides. If that's a thing that you enjoy being able to do, it's not possible if you've got a deep mattress and you're looking at these sheets. Also though, just want to show you that the fitted sheet, the bottom sheet, which is a little rumpled now because I've been moving it around a little bit today, but the fitted sheet actually is deep enough to fit around my deep mattress. So deep pockets on the Cloudten fitted sheet, but I don't know why, for some reason the company just decided not to cut the flat sheet generously for large mattresses as well. Let's take a closer look at the pillowcases next. Cloudten's pillowcases, which I'm going to grab right here. Well, first, see the very pretty square corners? You get those on both sides. So square corner here, square corner there. That's because these are sham-style pillowcases, which look beautiful. The problem with sham-style pillowcases is that often the opening is right in the center of the back of the pillow, here. That's my pillow. So what you don't get an opportunity to do when you have a pillow that has an opening right in the center like that is flip the pillow over. I've talked about this before in some of the other videos. I am somebody who will occasionally need to flip my pillow over for one reason or another. People who are pregnant, going through menopause, sometimes get hot, they'll want to flip their pillow over too, and it's just not really going to be as comfortable with this center vent opening. The other problem with something like this, maybe just me, I sometimes sleep with my hand kind of under my pillow like this. Guys, I got it stuck inside here on more than one night that I was sleeping in these pillows. So I figured if I kind of flipped it around this way, I was less likely to stick my hand in the pillow, but it's still not something that you really want to wake up experiencing. If you're somebody who is used to washing and drying your sheets at the hottest temperatures possible, you're not going to be able to do that with the Cloudten sheets. In fact, Cloudten's care instructions on the label of every piece of linen says, do not dry on high. Instead, you should be washing with cool water and then drying on low. If you want to iron them, if you are somebody who really deeply cares about having completely flat, unwrinkled sheets on your bed, you can also use a warm iron, but not a hot iron. I do have to say though, wrinkles are less of a concern because this is a sateen sheet set. The wrinkles, some of the wrinkles you might see behind me, these sheets were actually in my cabinet after I washed them for over a week before they went on my bed. Folded, not rumpled, but folded. And they were still not very wrinkled when I put them on the bed. A couple of places right around the hems or the openings of the pillowcases were more wrinkled than other places, but most of the wrinkles that you're seeing either here on the pillowcase or when I showed you the sheets a little bit closer were wrinkles that were caused by these sheets being slept in for the last several nights. So not a big problem if you don't like the look of wrinkled sheets, but also don't want to have to iron. Before I give you my final thoughts on the Cloudten Amora Sateen Sheet Set, let's just go through a couple of pros and cons. First pro, big pro, they're beautiful to look at. They do exactly what sateen sheets are supposed to do, which is they kind of shine, they glow, they're very lustrous. And they just look great on the bed. They're also very, very comfortable. Obviously, another pro. They're so soft, they feel so great up against your skin when you get into bed. Really lovely. Another pro, a big pro for me at least, is the company's social mission. I love that by buying a set of Cloudten sheets, you're giving back. You're giving back to children in need, you're giving back to other people in need who can't necessarily afford these lovely sheets. And that's just, it's a kind of nice bonus of buying the product. Also, something that I hadn't talked about before, but feel like I should mention quickly, is that Cloudten just started a partnership with FuturePay, so you can buy the sheets in installment payments as low as $25, and instead of paying interest on that, you just pay a monthly service fee that's based on the balance that you still owe for the sheets. So that's really cool. It's a great way to get your luxury sheets without having to shell out for everything all at once. Cons, because there are some, unfortunately. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, but I will say again, these sheets, because they're sateen, sleep hot. And in my opinion, they actually sleep hotter than even some other sets of sateen sheets. These are so comfortable, but I had these on my bed during a nor'easter with the heat turned off in my house, and I still ended up having to turn the ceiling fan on in the middle of the night because I was so hot in my bed. If you are a cool sleeper though, that actually might be something that you really enjoy about these sheets. Another con, I mean, that center vent in the pillowcase, the back of the pillowcase, you can't flip it over. As beautiful as they look, you can't really do much there. So, you know, some people don't care about it. Some people don't ever feel like they need to flip their pillows. For me, it's a con. A third con, and this is just really a little nitpick and might be because Cloudten is still so new to the market, but currently the sheets are only available in two colors. There's this dark gray color that you can see behind me, and then there is another color that's kind of a just slightly off of pure white color. So depending on the decor in your room, you might not want either of those sheets, and not everybody wants white sheets to begin with, so that's just something to keep in mind. But otherwise, you know, these are not bad sheets at all. They were pretty comfortable. I would not hesitate to recommend them to somebody who asked me if I enjoyed them. Just not checking all of the boxes in terms of the things that I look for. That's it. Those were my final thoughts. I have a full review up on sleepopolis.com, and I will see you next time.